Hello, hi guys, welcome you all to the DevOps Delight YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to see yet another task of kodekloud engineer. I am here in the Chrome browser. Let me type engineer.kodekloud.com. Since I logged in already, I directly got this tasks UI. In your case, it may differ. It will prompt you to enter your username and password. Once you have given those details, you will also get the same screen as like me. Let me come to curriculum. And they have recently added terraform. I'm going to solve this terraform tasks. Let me click on active practice, come down, and here is the level 1. Click on start. Create a key pair using terraform. Let me click on the start button. It may take 1 or 2 minutes to load our task. Meanwhile, I'm skipping the video here for a while. Okay, we got our task. First, let me read the task, then we will look at the solution. The Nautilus DevOps team is strategizing the migration of a portion of their infrastructure to the AWS cloud. Recognizing the scale of this undertaking, they have opted to approach the migration in incremental steps rather than as a single massive transition. To achieve this, they have segmented large tasks into smaller, more manageable units. This granular approach enables the team to execute the migration in granular phases, ensuring smoother implementation and minimizing disruption to ongoing operations. By breaking down the migration into smaller tasks, the Nautilus DevOps team can systematically progress through each stage, allowing for better control, risk mitigation, and optimization of resources throughout the migration process. For this task, create a key pair using Terraform with the following requirements. Name of the key pair should be exfusion-kp. Key value type must be RSA. The private key file should be saved under /home/bob/exfusion-kp.pem. The Terraform working directory is /home/bob/terraform. Create the main.tf file. Do not create a different .tf file to accomplish this task. Note, right click under the Explorer section in VS Code and select Open in Integrated Terminal to launch the terminal. Let's click on this provider.tf file. Usually we need to have a provider.tf file in order to connect Terraform code or implement the Terraform code with our cloud infrastructure, whatever provider we are using. Let's say here in this case they are using the AWS. Now we need to create main.tf file which includes code for creation of key pairs. In your keyboard, press Ctrl plus Shift plus and then this symbol. Once you press these 3 keys at a time in your keyboard, you will get the screen like how I got right now. Okay, now let me do the pwd just to make sure where I am. So /home/bab/terraform is the working directory. Now let me create main.tf file. So for that we need to use touch main.tf and then see main.tf file is created. Let me click on it. So here our task is to create a key pair, and for that we need to use a resource. And then what is our resource? So resource should be tls_private_key and then name of our resource exfusion-kp. Let me give the same, then black open. So within this, here they mentioned key pair type must be RSA. So let me type key_type equals to RSA. By default it is going to take 2048 size of our key pair. If in case we wanted to have any other byte size, then we can use those one, but right now it is enough for us. This resource is going to create a key pairs, that is public key and private key, with RSA as a encryption type. And then they asked us to private key file should be saved within our local file. They are asking us to save our private key pair. First let me show you what it exists right now. See, right now we are having only main.tf, provider.tf. We don't have exfusion-kp.pem. So pem is nothing but a private key. and if it is a public key, then it should be with extension of .pub. Right now what I will be doing is a resource, and then we need to have a local underscore file, and then here let me type content. So content is basically, it tells what it is going to store. TLS underscore private underscore key dot xfusion hyphen kp, and then file underscore name. So name of the file should be /home/bob/xfusion hyphen kp.pem. And then if you wanted to give the permission, we can give the file underscore permission, let's say 0600. Till now we have generated keypairs with this resource of TLS underscore private underscore key, and this is going to store our private key file locally. And now we need to register our public key with the AWS so that we can able to connect with our EC2 instance, whatever we are going to create. So for that we need to create a resource of AWS underscore key underscore pair, and then name of our key pair, it is xfusion hyphen kp, and then here we need to enter name of our key pair, and then we need to enter public underscore key equals to where we are getting this public key. We are getting public key from this resource, so let me mention that xfusion hyphen kp dot, and then public underscore key underscore. So since AWS accepts only OpenSSH format, we need to convert this public key generated by this resource TLS underscore private underscore key. We need to convert it into OpenSSH format. So that's what it is going to. Let me keep this in double quotes. First resource TLS underscore private underscore key is going to generate public and private key pairs of encryption RSA, and then once we generated, we are going to save that private key file within our local system by using of resource named local underscore file. So this is a file name, and then we have given the file permission, and finally we have registering our public key pair with the AWS, so that whenever we wanted to connect with any of our EC2 instance, then this key pair can be used. Okay, so since we have completed our terraform code to create key pair, let me go here in the bash, and then let me follow the terraform workflow. So terraform init, so that it will initialize whatever our code in our present directory with the AWS. It is initializing the backend and initializing the provider plugin. Yeah, terraform has been successfully initialized. Now if you observe, earlier we don't have this .terraform.log.hcl. right now after initializing this terraform, we got these files. Now let me do the terraform fmt. So once we did the terraform fmt, it is going to format our code. Format in the sense, it is going to make our code in a good looking way. And then let me do the terraform validate. So once we do this terraform validate, it is going to validate our code that we have written. See, it is telling there were some issues with our code, missing required argument, resource TLS underscore private underscore key xfusion hyphen kp algorithm is required, but no definition was found. See, we did one mistake here. Here instead of key type, we need to mention algorithm. Okay, so if in case we get any mistakes, it is going to let us know in this way. Right, now again let me do the terraform validate. See, success. So now let me do the terraform plan. So once we do the terraform plan, it is going to let us know what it is going to create, but it will not create the resources. See, it is letting us know that plan is 3 to add and 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So tls underscore private underscore key dot execution hyphen kp will be created, algorithm of RSA, and yeah, local file. So it is going to create a private key file, and also it is going to register our public key with the AWS. Now let me do the terraform apply. It is asking us to provide our confirmation, so let me type yes. It is creating and now it is completed. If I do the ls-la right now here, let me go to this path cd/home/bob and then ls-la. See, I can able to see execution-kp.pem, which means we have successfully created public and private keys and saved private key locally. Okay, now to validate our work, let me click on this check button, click on confirm. System is evaluating our work. Yes, we did it right. Congratulations. That's it for this video, guys. See you in another video with yet another Terraform task. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing. Thank you.